You can not try. You can be like everybody else. You can resign yourself to being mediocre. You can believe the shit that you were told by your fucking lazy ass teachers, and you can lose. And that's very hard too. The reality is, no matter what path you take, you're going to have a hard path to go on. I don't know about you, but I would choose the hard that's going to give me a payoff over the hard that's going to leave me depressed, frustrated, angry, bitter, unfulfilled my entire fucking life. And the thing that you need to realize right now is that that's how most people choose to live your life. So of course they're going to fucking hate you when you start to win.
What up, world? Live on that with Mr. Be Great today, Lamar King Sr. Glad y'all tapped in with me. It's another all positive podcast. And Mr. Be Great today has some words of encouragement. And y'all already know, I'm just going to jump right on in. And the topic of discussion today is a la carte, your life for greatness. Now, we all are familiar with the term a la carte, especially when you're talking about going out to a restaurant. Restaurant has, two sides of a menu. They have the already prepared formed meals, the combos, everything's already put together. Then you have the a la carte. You can pick and choose your main course, your sides. Everything's a la carte. Everything is individual. And the thing about a la carte also is it's a little bit more pricey. It's going to cost you a little bit more money when you're talking about ordering on a menu the things specifically what you want. Like, I want this. I want seafood mac and cheese. I want the filet mignon. Right? Or you can get, the already prepared, already formed combinations for sometimes a more reasonable price. Already ready-made. Someone's already ideal. And that's the whole purpose for this show today. Do you want your life to be ready-made? Do you want your life to be already formed of what someone's idea of what it should look like and what it should consist of? The main course, the sides, the dessert. Or do you want to be a person that forms your own meal? A person that picks out the exact thing that you want, the exact size and the accessories you want in life. Now, oftentimes, just like I said before, a la carte, it costs a little bit more. You're going to have to put a little bit more skin in the game to pick out what you want. It's going to take a little bit more than just the run-of-the-mill normal combination of entree of life, right? And that's why, I encourage you to go to the a la carte side of the menu and pay a little bit more. And the reason why I have this notion to live a la carte life is because I want the things that I want. I want to be able to pick out exactly what I want in life, the things that I enjoy, the things that I am passionate about, and consume them at my leisure. And just think about that for a second, listeners. Wouldn't you rather just pick out the good things you want? Wouldn't you rather just, be in total control of the decisions on the things you wish to consume? Now, some people would say, well, life doesn't go like that. Mr. Be Great today, life, that's not how life goes. Well, I beg to differ. I don't think you just haven't turned the page. You haven't looked at the other side of that menu. The other side of the menu has more options. Hey, it may be even a complete different menu sometimes. You got to ask for it. Hey, can you get me the a la carte menu? Closed mouths don't get fed. Or would you say, okay, just give me the combination. I'll take that. I'll take what you already formed. Can I substitute? Oh, no, there's no substitution. If you want to substitute, you got to go over here on the a la carte side. You can add it. You can add it to an already. And we've been to restaurants, and it's usually the high-end restaurants where they're not going to allow you to substitute. And that's how when you're thinking about it in the aspects of life, That's how it plays out most times. You're either going to get the cookie cutter, already formed combination of life. You can't substitute, so basically you just got to add things to it. Or you can go over here to the a la carte side and say, well, I just want this, 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 and this. Who's going to have the better options? Who's going to have the better performance? Who's going to have the better outcome, you think? It's kind of like when you think about my guys who race cars. More times than not, a successful race car driver, street racing I'm speaking of, he's going to buy his car, and especially the engine specifically, he's going to buy it a la carte. He's going to buy it piece by piece. He's going to buy the intake. He's going to buy, I don't know. I'm not a big motor guy, but he's going to buy all these different parts, different heads, different transmission, different rear end, high performance carburetor. He's going to do all these different things, nitrogen, a souped up cooling system, all these different things to get a high performance race car. And you get a guy that comes out there just with a stock engine, straight off the showroom floor. Now it's going to be fast. If it's coming off that showroom floor, if it's a Dodge Demon, it's fast. But you take a guy who's took the time to do the research on which parts works best with others. If I'm going to change this transmission, I need this type of rear end. I need this, I need that. And that's just like it is in life, people. You got to learn to pick out the things that you want. You got to learn to pick out the things that make you happy. A lot of times people will tell you that it's a package deal. No, this comes with that. No, if you have kids, you're going to have to deal with that. No, you become what you think about and what you consume most of what people have told you over and over. Oh, that's just how they are. That's not true. If you believe that it is true, it is. I'm a firm believer. I'm just going to take the good things out, and that's what I'm going to produce, and that's what I'm going to consume. Just like the old said, people say things like, what I don't know can't hurt me. That's the biggest lie ever. What you don't know can kill you. And I'm here to let you know that you can a la carte your life for greatness. You can pick and choose what you want in your life. It's not a package deal. It's not a one size fits all. It's a pick and choose what you want. It's going to cost you a little more. It's going to take a little bit more, but I promise you, it's going to be more rewarding when you understand I don't have to take all that. All that doesn't come with it. Even I'm a firm believer here on Hour with Mr. Be Great today that a lot of stuff that we've been taught throughout life has formed our perception of today, and we use it not knowingly that we're acting out of order. Prime example, the order of operation. Now, the concept of order of operation, we're talking about mathematics. It works. It's true. It works in mathematics. But in life, there's no order of operation. There's nothing written in stone that this is how it has to go. But oftentimes that's the narrative that's pushed to us. That's the narrative that said you got to order off this combination side. You got to get the main, course meals that they have. Don't order off the a la carte. That costs too much. Don't pick and choose the things you want. That's too expensive. And so we settle for the cookie cutter combination life. We settle for the things that they say, hey, this is how things are supposed to go. This is how you're supposed to do it. Anything outside of that, it's going to cost you too much money to do. So you just stay over here in your lane. You stay on this side of the menu. So what's wrong with that type of thinking? I'll tell you what's wrong with that type of thinking. That type of thinking is taking someone else's word for what it is. That's taking someone else's idea of what life is, taking it as your own, and claiming it as truth. But Mr. Be Great today is here to tell you you can a la carte and pick and choose whatever you so choose out of life. And that's who I am as a person. I would say so more. And I'm gonna touch on something that I generally don't talk about here on the show. I'm gonna talk about religion. Even in religion, I don't proclaim myself to any certain doctrine. I don't proclaim myself to be a theologian or a person that just knows everything about religion. I don't. That's one of the main reasons why I don't really speak on it. But I found in my life and what I use, I like to pick and choose the things I like out of it. from all walks, from all different walks of faith. There's some things that, and a lot of the principles line up if you ask me. But you can't tell me that I have to abide by this doctrine and I have to not like that doctrine or feel like my doctrine supersedes anyone else's. And that's my whole issue with the religious faith, because everyone believes that their God is the one and only God, and anyone else believing anything otherwise is doomed to hell or whatever, going to purgatory. I don't know. They got so many different moving parts, but there's certain parts where, like, honor thy mother, thy father. I like that. I enjoy that. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take that part with me. I like that part. You know, thou shalt not kill. Yep, I like that part. You know, asking you shall receive. Yeah, I'm gonna take that part. But there's certain other parts of it that you saying that this is better than them. I don't want no part in that. I don't want to do that. You know, even in the Islamic faith, how they're disciplined in their praying, how they take time and they acknowledge that there's a power greater than them 5 times a day. I like that part. That's dope. I have a moment with myself, a moment with God, if we want to say. I try to at least 4 or 5 times a day myself. If it's just in silence, in meditation, I like that part. I'm gonna pull that out. Even their eating habits. I like that part. We a lot of stuff. The food that we consume is the number one killer in this country, and I like that part. And I'm not perfect, but I like that part. I'm gonna take that part out of it, right? Even when you're talking about Buddhism and Hinduism, they believe that every element of life is a form of God. They respect they respect nature. They respect this. You're talking about comedic spiritual systems. Where a lot of they have some of the same the 42 laws of Ma'at. So like there's a lot of different things that I like at all. I'll pick and choose and all. Even when you're talking about people who are spiritual and people who believe they lean on their ancestors, I like that part. I'm gonna pull that out. I like that. And people say, well, you believe in the dead people. That last time I checked, when you go to a funeral, most people, they think their loved ones are in heaven looking down on them. Is that not an ancestor? But see, we don't go that deep into it because I don't want to try to get into a side of who's right or who's wrong. This whole thing is about a la carte your life, and I'm just gonna pull the good stuff out that I like, and I'm gonna use the stuff that I like, as long as I'm not being detrimental or being disrespectful or causing hurt, harm, or danger to anyone else, or if you're not causing hurt, harm, or danger to anyone else based on the things that you believe and the things you want to pick and choose out of your life, then by all means I challenge you to do so. By all means I challenge you to go out there and pick out the things you want and disregard the things that you don't. It's kind of like going to a buffet. I'm not going to go to a buffet and go, pick up something that I don't like. I'm just going to go to the area where I like. If it's my sons, for example, they're going to go to the macaroni. They love them boys. They eat macaroni all their life. They're going to pile up a whole pile of macaroni. Thanksgiving, same thing. We're sitting around with family. They're going to have a big plate of macaroni and cheese. So that's what they like. And guess what? I fed them macaroni and cheese. At least they ate. You know what I mean? So I challenge my listeners. I challenge you to pick out the things that you want in life. It's not about finding things that we disagree on. How about let's find things that we do agree on? And that's picking out the things that you want. That's being able to have a conversation, even though you may be a Christian and a Muslim, but you agree that there's only one God, regardless of what you call it. Like, you can agree that you should treat people like you want to be treated, regardless of however you want to put things in perspective. Even when you're talking about race relations, social economic relations, there's some things there's a sliding scale. Some things we're not going to agree on, but let's just pick out the things that we can. Let's pick out the things that we can, build and move forward with, as opposed to trying to line it all up. It's a combination type deal. If you go this way, you gotta go against that way. I think that's the ideology that has formed so much division in the world. That's the ideology that has made capitalism replace love in the world, right? So I challenge you to understand that you are in control of what you want in life. You are in control of what you pick and choose, and what you choose to participate in and what you choose not to participate in, what you choose to conversate and talk about and what you choose not to conversation and talk about. And I promise you, it'll make life for you so much easier when you start just cherry picking the things you want. And people will tell you can't just cherry pick. Why can't I? Why can't I pick the things that I like? Why can't I pick the things that put a smile on my face? Why can't I pick the things that make me feel happy and feel good about life? And as long as I'm not causing any harm to anyone else, why should it even matter that I'm cherry picking life? But people will tell you can't do that. No, you can't do that. I can do what I want to do. I can do what I so choose. And so can you. Like, that's what you have. That's the idea. That's the mindset you have to have in life, that, hey, we all walk unique paths in life. But this is my path. The things we go through, very similar. But the path and the things, the route I choose to take, now they're very different. And I choose to take the a la carte route. I choose to pick the things that I like and disregard the things that I don't like. That's what I choose to do. I'm not going with this whole, the no substitution type stuff. I can substitute and pick and choose what I want. I don't abide by that ideology where there's no substitution allowed. In my world, in the world that you live in, you're allowed substitutions. You're allowed to pick and choose what you want. You're allowed to cherry pick. By all means, I advise you to do so. Because just going with what someone else says is an entree. Going with what someone else says is going to be tasty to your palate. Going with what someone else says is what you should consume. That's asinine to me. I challenge you to go pick out what you want. I challenge you to decide the good things you want in your life, and you cherry pick them. And if it is anything that's quote unquote attached to it, you can detach it. I take this part. I don't want that part. I'll take this part. I don't want that part. People say it don't go like that. It goes any way I want it to go. It goes any way you want it to go. You decide. Even when you're talking about religion, saying you can pray and you can ask God for wisdom, but you are the driver. Even in scripture, they say, and I remember back in the church, God is your co-pilot. You the pilot now. God the co-pilot. So you decide on what you want and what you don't want. You decide. You make the decisions. You are the decision maker. I challenge you to a la carte your life for greatness. Decide the things that you want and let go of the rest. All right? And that's all I got for y'all today, man. I really, this is something that I've used in my life. I've seen other people use this same method of, like, I'm just gonna pick the good stuff out. I'm gonna take away from it and consume what I want. I want that. I don't want that. I want this. I don't want that. And I'm gonna categorize my life in that facet, in that order, and do things and handle them on my turn. And I challenge you all to do the same. I challenge you all to make a list of the things you want. Disregard the things you don't and go after that. And guess what? You can a la carte, but just like I said in the beginning, it's gonna cost you a little more. Combinations are cheaper. No substitution, that's the value price. But a la carte, you're gonna pay a premium, but the reward is more fulfilling than anything. The journey is more beautiful when you do things on your terms. Does it mean it's gonna be easier? Probably not. But the view, the peace, the love, the happiness, because you've chosen to pick the things that you want and disregard the things that you don't, and not focus on the things that the other people, like, keep your eyes on your own plate. If you choose the a la carte and another person choose to go the combo route, hey, good job. That's on you. If you're choosing the combo route, you see someone else a la carte in their life, that's none of your business. Watch your plate and everything will be fine. I promise you. But if you go the a la carte route, for my suggestion, life will have a different feel. It's not all that drama. It's not all that uneasiness, that indecisiveness. I want this, and this. Because sometimes you get them combo plates of life. I don't want that. How can I substitute? There's no substitution. And I hope y'all get where I'm going with this, because it's real. Pick the things you want. Pick out the things you want exactly. Don't let anyone dictate to you what you can and can't do. You're the captain. God is just a co-pilot. You got to fly that plane. All right? So y'all make sure y'all go check me out. Mr. Be Great Today on TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. Great Today INC on IG. And On Air with Mr. Be Great Today on Facebook. I love you all. And you already know. Be great today. Peace.